Next game, the Packers beat the Chargers 23-20. It's crazy the amount of talent that the Chargers have on this entire roster, really, and they can't get anything going. Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen, another great day from them. Herbert was 21-36, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He also had 8 carries for 73 yards. That's going to be the very high end, probably the highest amount of rushing yards he's going to have all year, but still, Justin Herbert, super reliable for 20 fantasy points every week. Keep playing him. Another guy, lineup lock. You probably don't have a quarterback as good as Justin Herbert on your roster if you have him. Austin Ekeler, 10 carries for 64 yards. Didn't get a whole lot going in the receiving game, though. Just the 2 catches for 6 yards. Still, play him every single week. Another guy you just line up lock. And Joshua Kelley, he had the 6 carries for 13 yards there. Pretty safe drop. Keenan Allen, 10 catches, 116 yards, and a touchdown on 16 targets. Definitely a lineup lock, someone you play every single week. Don't even worry about the matchup. Donald Parham, he's going to have a role. If Gerald Everett ever sits out, Donald Parham's going to be a really solid add. 4 catches, 57 yards, 6 targets. That'll do it for a tight end, almost 10 fantasy points. Stone Smart got the touchdown, though, so that's annoying. 1 catch, 51 yards, and a touchdown for him. Quentin Johnston has just had a super miserable rookie season. 6 targets, 2 catches, 21 yards. When Mike Williams went out, we thought it would be him. Then it was Joshua Palmer. Then Joshua Palmer went down. We thought, oh, for sure it's going to be Quentin Johnston. Then it was Jalen Guyton. Now Jalen Guyton went down, and they go to Donald Parham. It's just not going to happen with Quentin Johnston. Hold in deep dynasty formats, but other than that, he's not going to happen as far as this season is concerned. Alex Erickson had a catch for 12. Austin Ekeler just adding the 2 catches for 6 yards there. And Darius Davis, the returner, just had 1 catch for -3. For the Packers, Jordan Love was 27 of 40, 322 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He also had 3 carries for 0 yards. Even though he's been struggling, he's still putting together some decent fantasy days. He's more of a streaming type of quarterback, but like the Baker Mayfield sort of level, where we can play the matchups with Jordan Love and maybe he'll get us 15-ish sort of fantasy points, I think is a reasonable expectation with him, but not someone you want to play every single week. Jayden Reed leading the team in rushing, surprisingly. 3 carries for 46 yards and a touchdown for him, due in part to that 32-yard rush there. A.J. Dillon had 14 carries for 29 yards after Aaron Jones went down with an injury. Looked like that one might be long-term. Keep an eye out for the Insiders Twitter accounts there. 4 carries for 14 yards for Aaron Jones. Emmanuel Wilson had 3 carries for 12. Christian Watson had a carry for 1, and Jordan Love just had the 3 carries for 0. So A.J. Dillon looking like an ad. Just remember what happened when Aaron Jones was down at the beginning of this year. He's going to be super touchdown dependent. So keep that in mind when rostering A.J. Dillon. Dontavian Wicks leading the team in receiving. Another weird receiving distribution here. 3 catches, 91 yards for Dontavian. Romeo Doubs had 5 catches for 53 yards and a touchdown. Solid fantasy day from him. Jayden Reed, though, when he's leading the team in rushing, 4 catches, 46 yards, he's probably worth an ad at this point. I just wouldn't totally trust it for next week quite yet, but it's getting there. Tucker Kraft had the 2 catches for 32 yards. Surprisingly, getting more yards than Luke Musgrave, 4 catches for 28 yards. Luke Musgrave is still a pretty solid stream, though, because he was tied for the lead in targets with 6. A.J. Dillon adding 4 catches for 32 yards on 4 targets. He's been adding a little bit of value as far as the receiving game is concerned here recently. Christian Watson, 2 catches for 21 yards and a touchdown. I just don't think it's going to happen with him this year. I think he's a drop. Emmanuel Wilson had a catch for 9. Malik Heath had a catch for 7. And Aaron Jones, before he went down, had 2 targets, 1 catch, and 3 yards.